Hey there, ESLO 201 students. Today we're going to talk about our next type of paragraph organization, cause and effect. So what is the purpose of a cause and effect paragraph? Well, the purpose can be to discuss the reasons why something occurs, or to discuss the results of an event, feeling, or action. Knowing how to write a good cause or effect paragraph is important. Most classes, history, biology, journalism, marketing, for example, use this technique to analyze things. So again, you're either going to be focusing on the reasons or the causes or focusing on effects. Now, we write these types of paragraphs to understand a situation, solve a problem, predict an outcome, to entertain, or to persuade someone. Now, for brainstorming techniques, we can still use a spoke diagram, but now the boxes are connected by arrows. For a cause and effect paragraph, all arrows point to the topic. So the various things cause one effect. For an effect paragraph, all the arrows point away from the topic. All right, so the one thing causes various effects. And then in some cause and effect paragraphs, some arrows point to and some point away from the topic. So for example, this is what it would look like if you were focusing on all the causes of a specific effect. Now, we always want to make sure that we're keeping unity and coherence in mind. Unity is achieved in a cause and effect paragraph by deciding if causes or effects will be the focus. That means your controlling idea will tell the reader if the paragraph is focusing on the causes or on the effects. It could also be talking about a cause and event chain, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So again, once you decide whether or not you're focusing on causes or focusing on effects, you're going to want to use supporting sentences to either list those causes or list those effects. Again, to increase coherence, limit the number of causes or effects that you talk about in a single paragraph. And again, use transitional words that focus on the purpose of said paragraph. So, there's several signal words that introduce causes: for as a fan voice, because, since, due to. Also, if you've got a chain reaction or a cause and effect chain, using transitions of sequence: first, second, third, next. For effects, again, so, again, one of the fan voice connectors, but, for this reason, as a result, consequently, otherwise, therefore, thus. And again, you could use your transitions of sequence. Now, when I'm talking about a chain reaction, here's an example. Here's one that sort of shows how. First, I overslept. So that was sort of the prime mover. That was the first cause. So because I overslept, I was rushing to get out of the door, and I spilled coffee on my shirt. Then I had to change clothes again and leave even later. And because of all of these things, I got stuck in traffic because of an accident, and then I'm late for work. So again, if you think of these are kind of like dominoes. One falls and knocks over the next, which falls and knocks over the next, etc., etc. Now, I could look at it this way too, where I'm focusing on the effects of it all. I am late for work. All right. As a result, I missed my meeting. All right. Because of that, we lost a client. As a result of losing the client, my supervisor got mad and I got fired. So again, just a chain reaction where one thing leads to another, and so forth and so on. Now, when you're doing a cause and effect paragraph, you have to tailor the concluding sentence to fit, just like we saw with the logical division of ideas, just like we saw in the process paragraph. A concluding sentence for a cause and effect, it could restate the controlling idea. For example, to sum up, there are several causes of droughts. It might summarize the main causes or effects. So in conclusion, climate change, increased population, and overfarming have all contributed to the droughts. You could make a prediction about what will happen next. In conclusion, these droughts may become a serious threat to people, animals, and plants. And for this one, if you've taken the ESL 0105 or 0106 class and you're learned about patterns of organization, you would see this is when you're bringing in problem and solution analysis. Again, cause and effect and problem solution are not the same thing, but sometimes if you're writing problem solution, you analyze the causes, or in a case like this, if you've been analyzing, for example, the causes of the drought and then say how the droughts can then turn around and become a problem for others. Finally, you might want to give your opinion and make a recommendation. So to conclude, policymakers need to seriously consider what actions are needed to reverse these conditions. All right, that's our quick summary of cause and effect. I'll see you online.